friends. So in Satavahanas we have to see one of the important area, that is society అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాం. సాంఘిక పరిస్థితులు ఏ రకంగా ఉన్నాయి, సంఘంలో ప్రజా జీవన విధానం ఏ రకంగా ఉంది, ఆనాడు మరి సాంఘిక దురాచారాలు ఏమున్నాయి, లేదా సంఘంలో ఎవరి రోల్ ఎంత ఉంది, సమాజం బాగుందా లేదా అనే అంశాలన్నీ కూడా సో వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు సీ ఇన్ సొసైటీ. సో ఇన్ ద సొసైటీ చాతుర్వర్ణ సిస్టమ్ దట్ ఎగ్జిస్టెడ్, యు నో వెల్. చాతుర్వర్ణ సిస్టమ్ సెడ్ అబౌట్ వాట్? వన్ ఈజ్ బ్రాహ్మణ, క్షత్రియ, వైశ్య, శూద్ర అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాం. మరి ఫస్ట్ టైం చాతుర్వర్ణ సిస్టమ్ దట్ అపియర్డ్ ఇన్ ఋగ్వేద 10th mandala Purusha Sukta, that you have to remember. So this Chaturvarna system that existed, you see, so this Varna system already established in the society by that time. Varna system, 4 Varnas we are calling, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. So Brahmana we are calling, Kshatriya, then Vaishya, then Shudra. So like that, so these 4 Varnas existed. First time the Varna system appeared where? First time Varna system that appeared in Rigveda. Rigveda is the oldest book in the world. 8 Astakas and 10 mandalams, they are there in Rigveda. 1028 slokas, they are there in Rigveda. You know well. Okay, like that. So in this especially Varna system, Chaturvarna system first appeared in Rigveda 10th mandala. Chaturvarna system. Chaturvarna system first appeared where? In Rigveda 10th mandala. Purusha Sukta said about this one, that you have to remember. Got idea about this? Okay. So then this Chaturvarna system that we can, once I will write. Okay. This Chaturvarna system, 4 Varnas. 4 Varnas, like that it was said. 4 Varnas, they are called Chaturvarnas. Chaturvarna system. This Chaturvarna system that first appeared in Rigveda 10th mandala appeared first time in Rigveda 10th mandala Rigveda 10th mandala Purusha Sukta said about this. Which said about this one in the sense Purusha Sukta. Got idea? So like that, so Varna system that existed, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. So like that, all these categories they existed. Brahmin community people, they are performing yajnas, rituals, karma kandas, all these. They are performed by these people, like that it was said. Coming to Kshatriyas, so protecting the country, that is the main duty and responsibility of Kshatriya community. Vaishyas, they were doing trade and commerce, and Shudras, they were doing many professions, like that it was said. Women respected well in the society, like that it was said. Okay, so there is especially during this time, so women respected well in the society, that is one of the points you have to remember. Chaturvarna system, and at the same time, so how can we say that women respected well in the society means? So because the rulers got mother's name, so front they got mother's name only. Gautamiputra Satakarni, Yagnasri Satakarni, Vasishti Putra Pulomavi, like that. They got mother's name also. It indicates that, so they were respected well in the society, like that we can say. Have you got idea? Okay, right. Coming to social conditions. Family system, if you see, joint family system, maximum extent that existed in the society. Joint family system, because many used to live together. So we can say that, so there is a joint family system and patriarchal society that continued. Father is the head of the family. Patriarchal society we are calling. This is patriarchal society that existed. So patriarchal society, father is the head of family. That's one of the points you have to remember. There is patriarchal society. At the same time, joint family system that also existed. This joint family joint family system that also existed. So this system that also continued in the society, like that we can say. Okay, today we are seeing individual families only. So there is individual families only, they are existing. Joint families also existing, but so only few. So we are not seeing many joint families today. But during that time, almost all families are joint families only. You see, grandmother, grandfather, so at the same time, sons, mother, like that. So different people used to live together. So that system that continued like that. So we can say, got idea? So then coming to, so this one, so there is especially joint family system only existed, already we know well. Epigraph that depict giant families and their, so there is donations, Amaravati, Kanheri, Nasik inscriptions, so they also said about this one. Amaravati inscription that was given by, so this Pulamavi too. Nasik inscription that was given by Krishna Satavahana or even Gautami Balasri. Nasik inscription, like that they said about this family system. So how family system in the sense, joint family system that existed. Father was the family's patriarch, we can say. That's why patriarchal family, like that we can say. Patrilineal system was, so even though royalty followed by this, it is a patriarchal. Two types of families you know well. One is we are calling matriarchal, one is we are calling patriarchal. One is matriarchal, we are calling patriarchal. But Satavahana society, what happened? Patriarchal society. Patriarchal means father is head of family. Father is considered, father is the head of the family. Father is the head of the family, like that it was said. Got idea? So like that, there is another important point you have to remember. Varna system already you know well. Chaturvarna system that existed, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. So all these. So Vaishya community people, they were doing trade and commerce. Internal trade and commerce that was carried on by them. External trade and commerce also carried on by them. So they are also called Seti. Okay. So like the different names, they existed in the period of this one. Women respected well in the society. So even though these women respected well, okay, but polygamy that also existed. Rich community or noble class, especially royal families, they used to marry many women. Okay, polygamy that existed, monogamy that also existed in the society, like that it was said. Polygamy that existed, monogamy that also existed, like that it was said. So status of woman, if you see, conditions of woman according to Gadha Saptasati. Okay, so Gadha Saptasati, if you see, Sati system that existed. Sati system that existed, like that it was said in, so Gadha Saptasati only. Sati system that existed, but it was not compulsory. Okay, then at the same time, slavery that also existed. Slavery that also existed. Intercaste marriages, they also existed. Intercaste marriages, upper caste girl marrying lower caste boy, lower caste girl marrying upper caste boy. So like that, marriage is considered holy. During that time, marriage is considered holy. Marriage. This marriage is considered holy, like that it was said. Marriage is considered holy, right? So conditions of woman according to Gadha Saptasati. You know Gadha Saptasati, so mention some names of woman. So Anupama, okay. So there is so Anulakshmi, Madhavi, Revati, like that. Number of names are mentioned in, so this book, especially Gadha Saptasati. Gadha Saptasati said about some names. So Anupama, Anulakshmi, Revati, etc., Madhavi, etc. names are there. So they mentioned. So this Gadha Saptasati that was written by Satavahana, you know well. So it begins with Shiva Slokam and ends with Parvati Slokam. 700 different stories they are there in this Gadha Saptasati that you have to remember. Okay, one of the important books which said about the conditions of society, how conditions existed in the society, we can come to know from this book, like that it was said. Okay, then, so at this moment, if we see this, so there is especially, so during this time what happened, so attire and entertainment of people, so there is Corley's paintings, Amaravati and Corley painting said about this one, Amaravati paintings you see. So there is especially how this woman decorated, like that it all, so showing how this woman used to put on, so there is robes, okay, that's one. Men and women, so wore ornaments, men and women also put on ornaments, that is one. People wore So there is minimalistic clothes like that it was said. So women wore kabari bandha cloth, okay, instead of blouses to cover this bosom. Okay, this is called what in the sense kabari bandha. Kabari bandha cloth, completely body that is covered, that is kabari bandha, like that it was. Amaravati sculpture depicts importance given by women too. So there is eyeshadows and colorful, there is clothes and perfumes. Especially Amaravati sculpture depicts, Amaravati sculpture, so said about Buddhist architecture. So performing some Yakshinis, women, they are performing dance. Okay, beside this Buddha like that they were carved. It developed in the period of these people also like that. It was said Amaravati art. So like that here, conditions of women, they are good like that we can say. But sati system here and there that existed. So slavery that also existed in the society like that we can say. Intercaste marriages they continued. So widows they led very sacred life. Widows. So widows they led very sacred life like that. It was telling, right? So like this, so all these important things, so you can remember in this especially. So anyhow, so these women they are respected well. So then intercaste marriages if you see, intercaste marriages they continued in this way. Intercaste marriages they took place. Marriages took place. Intercaste marriages took place. So upper caste girl marrying lower caste boy, that is called pratiloma marriage. Upper caste, girl's caste is upper caste and boy's caste is lower caste. That type of marriage, that is we are calling pratiloma marriage. Okay, so upper caste girl, this upper caste girl marrying lower caste boy, lower caste boy. This marriage is called pratiloma marriage. We are calling this one as pratiloma marriage. What idea? So this type of marriages they took place. Upper caste girl marrying lower caste boy. So that's called pratiloma marriage. Okay, right. So here, so intercaste marriages they took place like that we discussed. In these intercaste marriages especially what happened, upper caste girl marrying lower caste boy, that is called, okay, this pratiloma marriage. So and lower caste boy, so lower caste girl marrying upper caste boy. So that is, so especially that is called anuloma marriage like that it was said. You can see anuloma marriage. One is pratiloma and lower caste girl marrying lower caste girl. This lower caste girl marrying upper caste boy. Upper caste boy. So this marriage is called anuloma marriage. Anuloma marriage. Okay. So like that, so that's one of the things which happened in the period of this Satavahanas. Especially these intercaste marriages, they also existed. Women respected well in the society. In the society, polygamy that existed, monogamy also existed. This polygamy existed in the society. Polygamy existed and monogamy also existed. Monogamy also existed. So these two existed like that we can say. Polygamy, marrying many women, that's called what? That's called polygamy we are calling. Monogamy, only one husband, one wife. So like this, these are the things which happened in the period of this Satavahanas like that. Then musical instruments of this era, if we see, okay, conch that existed, mridangam that was there, venu, flute that was there, veena that was also there. You know this veena. This is flute, okay. So like that, they existed in the period of. So favorite pastimes according to this Gada Saptasati, this couple dancing that existed, group dance. So here, so this in Ajanta cave number 9 also we can say this group dance. So group dances we can see in Ajanta cave number 9. Okay, what are the important instruments? Recreation we are calling. So there is recreation. Enjoyment we can say. So here especially conch. one of the musical instruments. So there's Venu, so that's Veena. So at the same time Mridangam, so drums, all these they existed in the period of the Satavahanas. And Satavahana society, if you see, went well. Even though slavery that existed, but all did not become slaves. Slavery that also in practice like that it was said in Gada Saptasati. Okay, so this hanging that also existed. Hanging that was there like that it was said. Sati system that also existed like that. It was all. You see this a type of dance. So which was said in Gatha Saptasati. You know well, Gatha Saptasati said about the conditions of woman, at the same time conditions of society. Gatha Saptasati. Gatha Saptasati said about the conditions of society. Said about the conditions of society. Conditions of society mainly. Okay, even it said about slavery. Slavery that also existed like that it was said. It begins with Shiva Slokam and ends with, so there is a Parvati Slokam already you know well. Some names of women that also appeared here. Some names of women that. So in the society festivals were said in, there is Vatsayanas Kama Sutra said about the festivals. Okay, said about the conditions of society, Gada Saptasati. But coming to Vatsayanas Kama Sutra, Vatsyayana wrote the book Kama Sutra. This Kama Sutra so said about even the festivals of Satavahanas. Said about the festivals of Satavahanas. Okay, what festivals they celebrated like that. So they were said in Vatsayanas Kama Sutra. So Halaka, Udyana Gamana, Gatani Bandhana, Madanotsava, like that. Number of festivals they existed in the period of these people like that it was said. Got idea? So like that here, so people's festivals, Madanotsavam, Gatani Bandhana, okay, Kaumudi Yagam, that is when, Halaka, garden festivals, like that. So bull races, cockfights, so like that many existed in the period of these Satavahanas. Social conditions went well like that it was said. So according to Vatsayanas Kama Sutra only said about this one, Madanotsavam. So then Gatani Bandhana, Kaumudi, Yagam, Halaka and garden festivals, all these festivals they are all mentioned in. This bit is very important because many times, so there is question that was asked, how in the sense, so which book said about the fates and festivals of Satavahanas? Naturally we come across Halas, Gada Saptasati, otherwise Gunadya's Brihad Katha. So like that Sarvavarma, Katantra Vakarana, Kutuhalas book, Lilavati Pranam, so many are there. But the book which said about the festivals of Satavahanas, that was in, so there is Vatsayanas Kama Sutra. Even cockfight that existed, bull races, they existed. Chariot races, they also existed. Chariot race, okay, chariot race that also existed. Chariot races, they also existed like that, it was said. Okay, so there is all these are the important sports we can say otherwise. So this recreation which existed in the period of, so these people that you have to cockfight. So here it is especially, so how these fairs and festivals, so there is bull races they existed, that indicates bull race. So like this, so in Satavahana society what happened, so people are happy like that we can say. Even though caste system that existed, but it was not rigid, equal importance that was given. Satavahanas belonged to Brahmin community. Satavahanas belonged to Brahmin community. Even though they belonged to Brahmin community, equal importance that is given to all. Okay, because how can we say that Satavahanas belong to Brahmin? Gautamiputra Satakarni himself, he said that Dvijakula Vardhana, Eka Brahmana, Dvijakula Vardhana. So the titles itself indicate that they people belong to Brahmin community, right? So like they say, anyhow Satavahanas period went well like that we can say. Kshatriyas did not play that much important role. Vaishyas they are there, Shudras they are there. Many people, they practiced their professions in the society. Almost many professionals existed in the society. That's one of the important points you have to remember, right? So like that, slavery that also existed already, you know this one. Okay, during Satavahanas period there was slavery. Slave trading mentioned by Gunadhya's Brihat Katha. Gunadhya wrote the book Brihat Katha in Paisachi Prakrit, that you have to remember. Gunadhya wrote the book. So there is Brihat Katha. Brihat Katha that was written in. So there is Gunadhya we are calling. This Gunadhya wrote the book Brihat Katha. This Brihat Katha. So this was written in Paisachi Prakrit. Paisachi Prakrit, that you have to remember. Based on Brihat Katha only, so this Somadeva Suri wrote the book Katha Saritsagaram. Katha Saritsagaram, that was written by Somadeva Suri. Kshemendra, Brihat Katha Manjari, like that many books came to light in the period of this one. So these slaves worked in the homes of the rich, factories, agriculture work, and even trade and commerce. Slaves are sold in the market and slaves are purchased in the market. Suppose the rich community, rich class, if they have any work, they are moving to slaves market and they are purchasing some slaves. After completion of work, once again they are taken to slaves market and they were sold in the market. Like that, slavery we are calling. This slavery that was also called serfdom. We are calling this one as serfdom. Slavery we are calling otherwise serfdom. So like that, in the social conditions, in the beginning itself slavery existed like that. Even in the period of Mauryas also what happened? Slavery, that is one of the problems. Slavery at last abolished in India. In which year? In which year? In the British period, slavery that is completely banned, that is completely abolished in the year 1843. In which year? In the year 1843 only, slavery that was completely abolished like that. It was said in the modern period, slavery was abolished in the year. Slavery was abolished. Slavery was abolished in 1843 in the modern period. That you have to remember. Sati Prohibition Act, that is in the year 1829. Previously in the period of these Satavahanas, Sati also existed. Sati system. Whenever husband dies, wife also used to die on the pyre of the husband. That system continued. Sati Sahagamanam we are calling. But in the period of Lord William Bentinck, Sati Prohibition Act that was passed. Sati Sahagamana Nisheda చట్టం చేసింది ఎవరంటే లార్డ్ విలియం బెంటింక్. ఏ సంవత్సరంలో? 1829. ఇన్ ద మోడర్న్ పీరియడ్ ఓన్లీ దట్ వాజ్ ఆల్సో ప్రొహిబిటెడ్. అలా మరి ఇక్కడ ఉన్నటువంటి దురాచారాలు ఏమైతే ఉన్నాయో వాటిని పూర్తిగా నిషేధించడం అనేది జరిగింది. So whatever the social evils they existed in Satavahana society, gradually they were completely eradicated అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాం. అవన్నిటిని కూడా సొసైటీలో ఎరాడికేట్ చేసినట్లుగా తెలుస్తుంది అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాం. సో ఇలా మరి ఇదంతా కూడా అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాం. దెన్ రిలీజియన్ దట్ వాజ్ ఆల్సో ఎగ్జిస్టెడ్. బుద్ధిజం దట్ వాజ్ దేర్, హిందూయిజం దట్ వాజ్ దేర్, జైనిజం దట్ వాజ్ దేర్, పౌరాణిక్ హిందూయిజం దట్ ఆల్సో ఎగ్జిస్టెడ్. All these existed in the period of the Satavahanas. శాతవాహనుల కాలంలో మరి చూసినట్లయితే బుద్ధిజం ఉంది, జైనిజం ఉంది, హిందూయిజం ఉంది, పౌరాణిక్ హిందూయిజం. పౌరాణిక్ హిందూయిజం అంటే మరి చూసినట్లయితే దేశ యజ్ఞయాగాదులు, అదే రకంగా దేవతా పూజ ఇవన్నీ చేసేటటువంటి విధానం. సో విగ్రహారాధన ఇవన్నీ కూడా వచ్చినట్లుగా తెలుస్తుంది అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాం. సో లైక్ దట్ హియర్, సో బ్రాహ్మణిజం అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాం. సో అదర్వైజ్ దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ వేదిక్ రిలిజియన్ పాటించినట్లుగా తెలుస్తుంది. వేద సంస్కృతి ఇవన్నీ కూడా. సో మరి బుద్ధిజం ఉంది, జైనిజం ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఎంటర్డ్ ఆంధ్ర అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాం. యు నో వెల్. సో హౌ దిస్ బుద్ధిజం అండ్ జైనిజం ఆల్ దీస్ డెవలప్డ్, యు నో వెల్ అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాం. గౌతమ బుద్ధ ఈస్ కన్సిడర్డ్ టు బీ ద ఫౌండర్ ఆఫ్ బుద్ధిజం. గౌతమ బుద్ధ ఈస్ కన్సిడర్డ్ to be the founder of Buddhism. And coming to this especially, so Vardhamana Mahavira, he was the 24th Tirthankara. Mahavira is the 24th Tirthankara. Gautama Buddha, he was the founder of Buddhism. అలా వీళ్ళ కాలంలో బౌద్ధ మతం ఉంది, అదే రకంగా జైన మతం అనేది ఉంది, బ్రాహ్మణిజం అన్నాం, లేదా వేదిక్ రిలిజియన్ అన్నాం, పౌరాణిక్ హిందూయిజం అని అన్నాం. ఇలా ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఉన్నట్లుగా తెలుస్తుంది అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాం. ఇవి ఏ శతాబ్దంలో వెలసిల్లాయంటే ఇన్ 6th century BC ఓన్లీ దిస్ బుద్ధిజం అండ్ జైనిజం ద ఎమర్జ్డ్. ఇందులో మరి చూసినట్లయితే భాగవతిజం దట్ ఆల్సో కేమ్ ఇంటు ఫోర్స్, నాట్ ఓన్లీ బుద్ధిజం అండ్ జైనిజం, ఈవెన్ భాగవతిజం దట్ ఆల్సో కేమ్ ఇంటు ఫోర్స్, లైక్ దట్ వీ కెన్ సే దిస్ భాగవతిజం అనేది కూడా మరి రావడం జరిగింది అని చెప్పేసి అని అన్నాం. పౌరాణిక్ హిందూయిజం రావడం అనేది జరిగింది. మరి వీళ్ళ కాలంలో చూసినట్లయితే దే వర్షిప్ లార్డ్ శివ అని చెప్పేసి అంటున్నాం. బికాజ్ ఇన్ చిత్తూరు డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ గుడిమల్లం, చిత్తూరు జిల్లాలో ఉన్నటువంటి గుడిమల్లంలో అత్యంత ప్రాచీనమైనటువంటి శివాలయం బయలుపడినట్లుగా తెలుస్తుంది. ద ఓల్డెస్ట్ శివ టెంపుల్ దట్ వాస్ ఫౌండ్ దేర్ ఇన్ చిత్తూరు డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ గుడిమల్లం, దాట్ బిలాంగ్ టు శాతవాహనాస్ పీరియడ్ అని చెప్పేసి అంటున్నాం. ఇక సో జైనిజం బుద్ధిజం మరి చూస్తే చాలా ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనకు తెలుస్తున్నాయి. ఎందుకంటే సో ఈ బుద్ధిజం ఎలా వ్యాప్తి చెందింది అనేది మనం చూడాల్సి ఉంది. ఆంధ్రదేశంలో హౌ దిస్ బుద్ధిజం దట్ వాస్ స్ప్రెడెడ్ ఇన్ ఆంధ్ర, హౌ జైనిజం దట్ వాస్ స్ప్రెడెడ్ ఇన్ ఆంధ్ర, ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనం చూడాల్సి ఉంది. ప్రత్యేకంగానే చూస్తాం. ఎందువల్ల అంటే ఎక్కువ సో దేస్ అంటే హూ ఆర్ ద బుద్ధిస్ట్ సైంట్స్ హూ కేమ్ టు ఆంధ్ర, ఆంధ్రదేశానికి వచ్చినటువంటి బౌద్ధ సన్యాసులు ఎవరు, ఏ రకంగా కాంట్రిబ్యూట్ చేశారు, వాళ్ళ యొక్క కృషి ఏంటి, ఇదంతా అమరావతి స్తూప గురించి కూడా చూడాల్సి ఉంటుంది. స్తూప అని అంటున్నాం, అమరావతి స్తూప. సో బౌద్ధ మతానికి సంబంధించినటువంటి ఆర్కిటెక్చర్ కూడా మనం చూడాల్సి ఉంది. ఎందుకంటే విహారాస్ ఉన్నాయి, చైత్యాస్ ఉన్నాయి, అదే రకంగా స్తూపాస్ ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఉన్నాయి. ఘటికాస్ ఏమో స్కూల్స్ అని అంటున్నాం. ఘటికాలు అనేటివి ఏమిటి అంటే విద్యాలయాలు, ఘటికలు. విహారాలేమో విశ్రాంతి తీసుకునే ప్రదేశాలు, చైత్యాలేమో పూజించే ప్రదేశాలు. ఇలా మరి సో శాతవాహనుల కాలంలోనే ఆంధ్రదేశంలో ఇవి వెలసిల్లినట్లుగా తెలుస్తుంది అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాం. జైన మతం కావచ్చు, లేదా బౌద్ధ మతం కావచ్చు, బ్రాహ్మణిజం కావచ్చు, లేదా పౌరాణిక హిందూయిజం కావచ్చు, ఇవన్నీ కూడా వెలసిల్లాయి అని చెప్పేసి అంటున్నాం. ఈ విధంగా మరి చూసినట్లయితే శాతవాహనుల కాలంలోనే సమాజం అనేది పరిణతి చెంది ఉన్నట్లుగా, బాగా వృద్ధి చెంది ఉన్నట్లుగా తెలుస్తుంది. మరి ఏ మతం ఏ విధానాలు ఉన్నప్పటికీ కూడా సో ద ఈజ్ యూనిటీ ఇన్ డైవర్సిటీ దట్ బికేమ్ ద మెయిన్ ఫీచర్. ఇక్కడ కూడా అంటే కులమత భేదాలు ఇటువంటివన్నీ జరగలేదు. ఓకే, సో మరి ఇప్పుడు కూడా భారతదేశంలో మరి చూసినట్లయితే ఏమంటున్నాం, ఇండియా ఈజ్ ఏ సెక్యులర్ కంట్రీ అని చెప్పేసి అంటున్నాం. సెక్యులర్ కంట్రీ బికాస్ ఈవెన్ దో ఇన్ ఇండియా వీ హ్యావ్ మెనీ రిలీజియన్స్, హిందూయిజం, ఇస్లాం, క్రిస్టియానిటీ, సిఖ్స్, జైన్స్, బుద్ధిస్ట్, ఇలా ఉన్నప్పటికీ కూడా ప్రభుత్వానికి అధికార మతం అంటూ ఏదీ లేదు. ఓకే, ఆల్ రిలీజియన్స్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ ఇన్ ద ఐ ఆఫ్ గవర్నమెంట్. అలా ఇక్కడ కూడా మరి చూసినట్లయితే శాతవాహన చక్రవర్తులు లేదా శాతవాహన రాజులు మరి అన్ని మతాలను ఆదరించి పరిపాలన చేసినట్లుగా తెలుస్తుంది అని చెప్పేసి అని అంటున్నాం. ఈవెన్ దో సో దేర్ ఇస్ ద డిఫరెంట్ రిలీజియన్స్ ఎగ్జిస్టెడ్, ఈక్వల్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్ దట్ వాస్ గివెన్ బై దీస్ రూలర్స్ అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాం. మరి రిలీజియస్ కండిషన్స్ ఎలా ఉన్నాయి, ఇది ఎలా వ్యాప్తి చెంది, ఈ అంశాలన్నీ కూడా నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్లో చూద్దాం. ఓకేనా, థ్యాంక్ యూ.